Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Welcome back. We are back in Ace Attorney Trilogy. And in a little bit we will be starting the third game, which I believe is titled Trials and Tribulations. We're going to find out real quick if that's true or if I just absolutely wrote the wrong name of the game on the stream title. So that'll be fun. But welcome on in. I hope that you're doing well wherever you are. If you're having a good night or a good day. Remember, staying hydrated, eating some food, getting some rest, taking care of yourself the best that you can. 'Cause that's all that we can really ask for. Oh. I am looking forward to this long weekend to be able to just relax, be done, recharge. So close to getting everything is a little bit more freeform, everything's a bit more lax. We're so close. So close. So close. Yeah, like I said, I hope you're all doing well. Whether you're watching this on Twitch or whether you're watching it on YouTube, thank you so much. We're jumping ahead of things. I recently saw someone playing the new Duck Detective game, and then I remembered that the Duck Detective games exist. I think it's the second one. I think there's only 2 of them right now. And that the Frog Detective games exist, which is a little trilogy of cute games where you're a detective that's a frog. So I think gonna play some of those in the coming weeks as well. Because those are kind of short little games, really fun times. I think those will be good, nice little streams. And kind of similar to a little bit of Oberdin, because I really enjoyed Oberdin, where it's kind of more logic-based and you're trying to figure out these puzzles. I think Blueprints, from what I've heard, is a little bit too complex for me. We've already seen how I struggle sometimes with the logic that you need to come up with in these games, in the Ace Attorney games. Maybe let's pump the brakes on something like Blueprints, where, you hear stories of people filling up entire notebooks, ciphering languages. I'm like, whoa. Might be a step above what my brain can handle. We did have to brute force a couple things in Oberdin. Got my water here because I'm gonna need it. Need it today. But yeah, so I think those coming up in the next couple of weeks kind of help intersperse between this, because we'll do it the same way we did with Ace Attorney 2, and we'll play through a case. And then we'll go to do something, and we'll kind of rotate this. We'll rotate through Clair Obscur, and then some of those games. I really need to work on figuring out a defined schedule of things, because it's been a little bit. I think it hasn't helped. I mean, obviously work has been hectic, but it also hasn't helped that I've kind of just been I haven't had an exact plan, or maybe I've thought one game in advance of what else I want to play. Yeah, I think I need to just formulate the schedule, and as the summer is a little lighter at work, I think I'll have the time to do a couple things that will hopefully elevate everything. But with all that being said, why don't we get started here and figure out what happened? Last time, we were really bad. We were constantly sending prosecutors on journeys to go find themselves. We sent Edgeworth off in the first game. We sent Francesca and Karma off in this game, or in Ace Attorney 2, Justice for All. So let's whose life are we going to ruin and make them have an existential crisis this time? That's truly the question. Will it be me? Will I be the one with the existential crisis? Maybe, perhaps. But this was the original. I'm trying to remember, right? Because I think it's this. Pheonix Wright is 1, 2, 3. Is Apollo 4, 5, 6? And then there's the Great Ace Attorney. And then there's Ace Attorney Investigations, which is starring Edgeworth. I'm trying to think. Maybe Apollo is 4, 5, and 6. And then who knows, will there ever be an Ace Attorney 7? So we'll see what happens on this one. But without further ado. Oh. I want a new game. Pheonix Wright, Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney Justice for All. Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We're gonna play this game. Let's go! Oh, interesting. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Well, that's Mia. Interesting. Do we start in the past? Maybe? How did I get into this mess? Oh? Why? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Pheonix? Did you... What is with the getup, my dude? It wasn't me. I didn't do it. "5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial." 5 years earlier than that? April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Oh, Pheonix. Was that old Pheonix? Younger Pheonix? Don't know. It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning.
Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never fear, my dear. I'm Marvin Grossberg at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprise me. What was your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean.
What? Have you already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think.
Oh, dear. In any case, don't let your client see your nervousness. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Oh, it is Pheonix. So does young Pheonix. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine. No prob. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers? People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you're truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. Oh? But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. Oh, went that well, huh? Went that well. Oh, I can bring myself back here. Bloop. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. April 11th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 2. Does our friend have more hair?
Court is now in session for the trial of Pheonix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. It is.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
Under the impression that Marlon Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. He's standing right next to us.
Emergency? Isn't that him standing there next to you?
Yes, well...
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor, I think. Isn't that what Pheonix says too as well? His first trial, he's like, yeah, I can do it. Probably.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well, well, well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon.
What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime.
Oh. Well, it looks like the wire was cut and it hit his pole. Like his pole, his umbrella. Words, what are they?
Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, they then called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. Court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. By the way, I'm quite telling cause of death from this fellow.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. And the truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will.
A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause? Go on. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
Oh, my hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. Details of the case are filed under the court record.
There you go. Date and time of death. Cause of death was a fatal electrical shock. Time of death was 4/9 at 3 p.m.
You know it already, didn't you?
The court record. I think I can see that by pressing the R button.
All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. Gotta stay calm. Can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just press the R button here.
Madeline, will the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
It's electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? How could such a thing happen? The murderer used some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as the trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. Shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. Currently has a cold. Was a fourth year psychology student. Oh, Dahlia Hawthorne. Jesus. 61 in this. Oh. Dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. Pheonix, you're getting in trouble over a girl? Come on, man. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
It's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
Oh, no need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then show it into old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Roseburn, that isn't a better example for the young lady. Yeah, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the R button. Be sure to go over it all. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of death, the bad blood, or cause of the bad blood between Pheonix Wright and the victim?
This person. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Sonia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Pheonix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she was some part to play in this story.
Oh, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne, please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Pheonix Wright.
And the defendant himself, well, Miss Fay.
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. Court calls Mr. Pheonix Wright to the witness stand.
Oh my word.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes, my name is Pheonix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect.
Oh no, he means what did you do before you were arrested?
Oh, I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student Doug
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you, I was...
Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, just tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Pheonix! If you barely knew the guy, why was he British?
I see. You hardly knew the victim.
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Oh, it looks like the judge understands.
Don't be naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh?
It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
And that would be?
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
I mean, he doesn't have to. I don't have to cross-examine the witness. You called the witness.
Right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
The witness is lying. Their statement will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that the testimony just now? That there was a lie, a contradiction?
Now learn your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Ah, yes. It's a little classic, a little bit of stretching the truth. The justice system in this world, a little bit different than ours. You don't have to cross-examine a witness. So, like, if the prosecution, for whatever reason, calls the defendant to the stand and their testimony is largely beneficial to their own case, you don't have to cross-examine them. However, I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So which is it? Did you know him or not? Choo, choo, choo.
I see here you can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day.
Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me? Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly.
Who's this Dolly person?
I guess that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see, young love. So bittersweet.
But that's all I knew about him.
Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
That's right. I mean, why would I even...
But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe?
Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Alright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt.
Was he? I don't see it on him in this picture.
Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. And that's why I figured you must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. It's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night.
Something to say.
Yes, Your Honor. What is it now?
Who's this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow?
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Oh, I see. They mean like the stars and stripes, right?
As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Yeah, there's a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg?
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean.
Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully.
Oh, do you think you can manage your own from this point?
Yeah.
1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself.
You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof.
Okay, Mia, one more time from the very beginning of his testimony.
I was there, I'm not a killer. I hardly knew the guy. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt.
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back.
So is there some point in this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo.
As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing.
I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket.
Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me.
Please forgive me.
Yeah, you made our client cry. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Pheonix anyways.
Oh, sorry. Well, let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Pheonix anyways. I believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh, did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but... Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. Lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene.
Oh. Hey. There's something wrong with that. Time of death was supposedly 3 p.m., but the launch is at 3:05. It was after 3 p.m.
It's Cold Killer X.
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What? Ah, my boy, Pheonix, my boy.
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Pheonix Wright.
Order in the court.
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well, the court will accept them into the record.
Right, it says the victim's watch stopped at the time of death, but that's not the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this?
This is really bad.
My buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids.
What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 we split up. And later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Right. It's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Mr. A, please begin your cross-examination.
Please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Okay. Why'd he call you? Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But That day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is...
My, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
Alright, how's that for me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden.
Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim Doug Swallow.
Can we, like... Pain, I want you to understand that people can be in a relationship. They can be, like, girlfriend, boyfriend. Typically, you call them their partner or their girlfriend. You don't call them their lover. It just has a different connotation to it.
Before she met Mr. Right, that is.
Well, there's nasty love triangles, I see.
So we met at 2:45. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
The victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist, I see.
I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. Sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
Oh, I do. Maybe I should ask him for some more details. Let's go this for right now. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. And that's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. High voltage cables run overhead and around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. So what was it you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. That's a lie. Hang out again sometime. I wish that were true. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. So you say you went back. Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Oh, well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright, did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. But but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Terrence, why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden.
And that's enough for now. The defendant of the victim at approximately the time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. So was the victim electrocuted. I believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is... You are correct, Your Honor.
So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Should I do this? That's the last one. Start here at 7. There you go. I don't think I can right now, though, so I'm just gonna move on. I do have one idea, but it would be impossible to prove it.
Yeah, my dear. If you have any ideas, now is the time to present them.
Mr. Grossberg.
Remember, silence is not golden. In court, anyway.
Silence is not golden, huh? Well, in that case. Your Honor,
Yes, Miss Faye.
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I'd totally forgotten about that.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you got. Tell me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
I think it's here. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? There's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. Afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly is the photo or this evidence?
It's right here. Naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember that testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
Then... high voltage cable.
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. And that is the most likely explanation.
Certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now. The victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had that opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
He's very old. He's like 49 at this point in time, and still has hair. Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Okay, 49 is not that old. Grossberg is 61 over here.
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murder weapon.
Indeed. I mean, the judge just doesn't age. He popped out of the womb like that. Full beard and everything.
Hello, well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
On the cable?
You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket.
chest area?
The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
Hurts.
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Order, that's enough. I think we can conclude that there's no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Still a fabulous person.
But Mr. Grossberg...
I have eyes never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
This time I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case.
Hemorrhoids never lie, apparently. He really should get those checked out.
You have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further.
I did it. Oh? I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't... Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about her, that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that.
You just said, is that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
I seem to hardly stand where I'm absolutely convinced you are.
But please, give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay. Won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. Still can't believe it. You really did push the victim.
I feel like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
Not the Harlem Shake. What was this localized? When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
Yeah, but something's not right.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there'd been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Hay. Let me warn you right now that until cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Don't give up, Mia. If he's innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. When I push the victim, alright. What kind of things? So what kind of things did Master Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Okay.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Fair, you read them yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just... I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. And that's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen? Right, there was nothing like that at all.
But it is possible that you merely overlooked it.
Well, I guess it's possible. No, don't say that. Ugh. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like a cheap asphalt.
Really, what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony witness.
At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
I mean, that's conjecture. You're not qualified to decide that. True. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
Umbrella, huh? Did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail. Kind of like the owner. Oh, plastic? Don't say cheap and frail like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
I say, you think there's something important in that testimony just now?
Well, I don't know if there is something important in there. Well, maybe. Let's find out. This is it, Mia. The information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. Officially have it entered into the testimony.
How perfectly fitting flimsy information from a flimsy lawyer.
But agrees on the defense's request. Miss, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. Oh. Well, because now I can... The umbrella's all the way over here. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, it would have been able to counter the prosecution arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell, in other words. After he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Order. Victim, he moved. The man, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
Or to present it as evidence immediately.
Oh, if it's plastic, it wouldn't conduct the electricity. Broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
Not if he fell on top of it. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
Whatever this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No!
I say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Okay, now we have that, which is good.
Well done, Mia. Lorraine, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was foolish to think that I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I really don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess, you have another witness.
Exactly, and this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne, you don't mean Dolly.
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What? Sorry to break them.
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
No, let's hear it. Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? seems a good point for us to stop it. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Do 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 do. Oh, it wasn't even 2 hours. Miss Faye, I'm sorry. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. I got bad news, Pheonix. I don't think that's how it's gonna go. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss, Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. In this courthouse? Oh no. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer, on the side anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as the first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me that day. We met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
She gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. What's inside it? It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Oh my gosh.
A strange girl asking for a present back like that.
Pheonix. Okay. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't have happened to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was, but how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
Are you reading that? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
An article from 8/28, almost 8 months ago. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. Let's read it. Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Oh yeah? It's poison? What's in the bottle is poison? I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you. I want to do
whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving.
I see. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Let's see, was it 20 minutes? Ooh. We're already at the first break point. There's actually a part 2 to this. It's like I'm trying to remember what the introductory trial for the other one was. No, that one might have been a fuller trial too. I'm trying to think.
Order to reconvene, Mr. Payne. Please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Nah, that looks sinister, man. What's with this stiff silence?
My long career as a judge, I've been received by many witnesses. My job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
Can't believe you actually said that.
Now then, witness, sir, could you please state your full name?
And why should you little need to be nervous?
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
Never blast them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all.
Nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. When was this game localized? Not we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
Sir, is there something I can help with?
Just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's gonna be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
What I witnessed.
I had been planning to go back to Pheonix place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and it just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
What do you say, according to you, Miss Hawthorne? The defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn.
He self-described himself as an old man.
Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey. What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before, once.
In any case, Miss Fay, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fay.
Madam? No one's grandma yet, girlie. And you never will be. Spoiler alert. What I witnessed.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeny, I mean Mr. Wright, is... Sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yeah? Haiku, yes.
Not IQ. That's an anime.
Nothing left to do when a man reaches this age. Sleep is his best friend.
That's not witty, that's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through the back area.
Oh yes, I see, that makes sense. I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? So, who is this Dougie person?
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Fay.
I'm trying to witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please go on. What did you see next?
Would absolutely be grounds for a mistrial. Come on.
Then suddenly Dougie got all wobbly, it just collapsed.
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie.
I press her for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Show a contradiction. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never. Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting, Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
Nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw.
Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
It's like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
You didn't see the moment? You didn't see it?
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Pheonix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either.
Didn't you just say that you don't eavesdrop? So then, what did it look like they were doing to you?
I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
Why would they call the authorities? When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs.
What a sentence. Please try to stay on topic. Okay, they're potheads, but alright. That's besides the point. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on.
The students knew what was going on? No, yeah. But how can the students have known what was going on?
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something.
It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So did the students call the police? Yes, I was so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
The girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, it's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Okay. Class was over. They were talking behind the building. I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. Hold on. What do I have here? So this, we have the crime scene. There's nothing in that hand, though, interestingly enough. It's in the other crime. It's in the other photo? broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. There's a loud sound when this happened. Oh, I didn't hear anything unusual either. That's the one. Okay. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Pheonix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Oh? Thunder and lightning, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a second, yeah, that testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. I just know it's scary.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh. I must admit, the thought had not occurred to me.
So what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? Not many. This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Maybe that the death was actually accidental.
Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know.
Could have fooled me.
The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Bain. What is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who's this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Again, at 3 p.m.
Why did it black out?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. It lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
That's the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Except... the watch. The watch.
Exactly, in other words. The victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Due to some sort of impact at 2:55 p.m. Interesting. There's a 10-minute difference, though.
There's one thing that troubles me. The cable could have been broken by any small bump. It wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
It's fair. Have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
I really don't know. Well, it could have broken when he got pushed. Because that could have been the sound. What he heard was the cable snapping. But again, we're not even like... Your Honor? Let's think. Let's put our thinking caps on, everybody. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
I mean, I think it was her. Well, something, but what was it? It was you, Winston Payne. You caused it. This is why the cable snapped.
Well, Your Honor.
The only thing that has snapped in his mind is of the defense.
Oh, that was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor.
Ouch, that was harsh. Give me one more chance. Oh, okay. There's no penalty yet. I guess Pheonix. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Why are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to the same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
Except it was not. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged it into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was the impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. The victim was electrocuted.
No. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. The victim was shoved into the far pole. Then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground.
Ah,
In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order the court.
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
Sure, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it.
Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course, it's all right. Go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. He's finally starting to show her true colors. What I Witnessed, Part 2.
The truth is, Pheonix pushed him twice.
Oh?
The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Pheonix caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
That's the part that's the objection.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Pheonix, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Let me save this for the moment, as I think it's right at the end, because we know that that's a contradiction. It all occurred in less than a minute. That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Pheonix likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Fay.
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah!
Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order in the court.
This is nonsense. The real murderer.
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
Well, there's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer.
Miss Fay, the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer.
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
Very well. Remember, you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fay. Now then, Miss Fay, let's have it. Who's this real killer?
It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Huh? How? The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order, order, Miss Fay.
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands.
Ah! How can you say something so mean, Madame Fay? I didn't do anything.
Sir, this is a very serious charge you are.
Who? Oh, it's gonna be Pheonix. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
You? What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Oh, Pheonix, bud boy.
Alright, get back in your seat. Right left, grab that man.
Leave my Dolly alone.
That boy. He's lauded himself in way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Kroosberg, you're back.
Seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report of the incident in your newspaper clipping.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Location, District Court House Cafeteria, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup.
You better take a good look at it. It tells how you came to lose your boyfriend.
That was Via's boyfriend? Alrighty then.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Sabine, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Oh, don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. That is, I am... go right ahead. Madam Fay, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Pheonix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry. Please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Pheonix. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. Does. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Pheonix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. If that is your real name. How I Met My Pheonix.
I first met my darling Pheonix 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Alright. Do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As I used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
First met our dog 8 months ago. When? Be specific. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow.
Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Oh.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini.
It's like we were destined to meet in the very courthouse's basement reading room.
The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
It's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Pheonix was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
Line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Hey, I'm warning you, this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. Better tread carefully. Let's keep pressing. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well, lady, I've got a simple question for you. What are you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
That's a lie. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. And this I do not think is correct. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
Oh, what is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that instance is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
No, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order, order. This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can have its thorns.
Mrs. Fay, that's not fair. You can't stand my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
But pardon me, go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest now.
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart. And my buttocks. Can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Again, you should really get that checked out. The poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that's lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you heard from the witness testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Mia, how glowing with the true lawyer's aura, my dear. The proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing.
Met the lawyer who was poisoned, so I guess, discussing. What were you here to discuss? What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
And you're required to be interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all what the incident was?
That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Action sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you.
You're the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Pheonix, please. Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. My seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Fay?
toilet.
My perfect little dolly doesn't poop. Oh my gosh, Pheonix.
You're the defendant, Miss Ray. Good luck next time.
Oh, Phoebe, please. Police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questions is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Action sustained, Miss Hawthorne. Please continue with your testimony.
There's a liquid poison that's lethal at just 2 teaspoons. How would you know that? About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. About 9 drops is half a fluid ounce, which is equal to, carry the one, 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh?
The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there.
I heard it was a very special kind of poison. A special kind of poison? How so?
Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Well, something like that come from.
I'm sorry, all I know is that I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? From working with someone in a pharmaceutical or a pharmacology department? I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. That's a lie. Can I do this? Can I just go and say, that's not true? You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you.
What?
In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend, you mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of just slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You.
No!
Order. Could it be?
That's nothing but May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
He's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying you threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that.
Some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
Well, it looks something like this. Police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. Yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
We're going to accuse the young lady of committing murder. Where's the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Pheonix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Yes, a little bottle. It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day the witness met and fell for Mr. Pheonix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No!
Order in the court.
On behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Right, but I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. You're the perfect mark, bud.
Madly in love. Haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Isn't she a little bit out of your league? If we're being honest. Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because of the necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is the bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
A strange girl asking for a present back like that.
You dare. Yeah. Look, I'm just saying, come on, let's be honest here, Pheonix. This is not... I don't think she's into you, bud. Welcome on in. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you.
No, that's a lie.
Are you right? Yeah, you are right.
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, though he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. It's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? You're right. This sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
Well, don't worry, Judge. It's just beginning. It will become very, very precedented in a few years. Yeah, no, I guess there's nothing we can do. I guess we lose. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I am sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. I ate it. Oh my gosh. Great scheme cap, though. Love that. You... what?
You ate it.
Well, eating necklaces doesn't necessarily become standard, but, you know, giant outbursts and general crazy zaniness definitely becomes the norm of the court. This is really just the beginning. It's really laying the groundwork here. It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah. You chewed it into little bits? Yeah, I guess, yeah, I mean, yeah, comparatively, eating the necklace is not the craziest thing that will happen in this courtroom. What?
What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed, it may have had some poison left in it. Also possible, too.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure? Because he's not dead?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive.
The glass cut my stomach open. I'm bleeding internally. Yeah, basically. It's a little bit of internal bleeding. It'll be fine.
As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
I mean, it's meant to be internal, but it's not meant to be that kind of internal, right? You know? It's meant to be internal. Not external internal.
Let me see.
No, there must be some mistake. I mean, the other option is that he's lying again. How is this the same Pheonix? I mean, so this is earlier. So this is like 5 years before present time. So this is young Pheonix before he's a lawyer and before he's matured a little bit. You know, he's swallowing necklaces at this point. He eventually goes around to like lugging around dinner plates in his back pocket, you know, in the next 5 years as evidence, but you know. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There, it's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting question, but apparently this is the pivotal moment in which this is rock bottom, apparently, in Pheonix's life. Uh, Eating a poison necklace, and it can only go up from here.
And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
Well, that's a bad bet.
Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Fortunately, Miss Fay cannot accept your explanation of the events.
You have to.
But why?
It may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I proved so much, is she gonna get away with everything? How would you process that your girlfriend only liked you because you hid evidence of her homicide and then killed someone again and framed you for it? And then your legal counsel shoves that last part down your throat? I mean, I get it. Probably could have been handled with a little bit more tact. You know, maybe kind of guide Pheonix a little more to it. Maybe not just jump straight to the fact that the girl you're madly in love with kind of hates your guts and would rather frame you for murder than go out with you. It is a little bit of a bomb to drop on someone. I think jumping that to eating and consuming jewelry might be a little bit of an overcorrection.
Now that suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial.
Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Fay. I totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. It's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about her, that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Oh? Poison? Last night? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. Could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Oh. That's why he had the Cold Killer X. The Cold Killer X is probably poisoned. She was going to kill Pheonix. I guess that makes sense. I mean, that tracks. That tracks with what we know of her so far. Could have only been her. The girl's a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Yeah, add to that your girlfriend was going to kill you. Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there.
Dolly was right there.
Ah. Yeah, I think he definitely does need pivot from art student, lawyer part-time to maybe full-time lawyering.
She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, the defendant is... Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
Pheonix, bud, I'm gonna have to hold your hand here a little bit. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, my dude.
So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
Night before? The night before.
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye?
Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, she's totally innocent. I was just told that she stole poison 8 months ago and also today. Last night before the incident. But she totally didn't do the poisoning from 8 months ago and totally wasn't going to poison anyone else.
If you're so certain of your theory, let me ask you this.
Because also, clearly, the girl clearly broke up with the pharmacology student to go out with the art student because the art student was just so much more charismatic.
Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now.
Yeah.
There's something that she desperately wanted to get back, therefore.
Really, who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Alright, Pheonix, I need you to sit down, okay? I need you to sit down, and we're going to think carefully.
Hey, wait, don't save. What are you doing?
I'm gonna need you to work with me through this here, Pheonix. She wanted the necklace back. You wouldn't give it back. And so she stole some poison. Yeah, she's clearly tried to kill the prosecutor.
There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Pheonix Wright.
Hey, look.
That's preposterous.
It took her... What was it? It was 8 months ago, so really 8 months. Truly, patience of a saint to have waited to resort to murder until that very moment. I think it's the sweater. I think the sweater did it in, really.
After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison.
I assume... We actually haven't touched on the sweater. I assume she made the sweater. But at this point, I'm not entirely sure. I wouldn't be surprised if the sweater was poison at this point.
The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Pheonix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
Oh, that makes... I mean, that I assumed, because it's a giant P on his chest for Pheonix. So that would make sense.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
That's true. She did say it doesn't stand for Pheonix. It stands for I Heart Poison.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. And that's all she cared about.
Even so, why? Why would she go as far to murder?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing: how to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible.
I mean, theoretically, yes, it should have been. Although, from the sounds of it, Pheonix is not necessarily at this point in time well versed in, shall we say, relationships. You would think you could just take it off while he was sleeping. However, I feel like Pheonix may have just never gone to sleep around her.
No, it can't be.
Truly, yes, could have ripped it off at any time. It's a very weak line of thing where you think, like, you know, it's like, it's not like it's bound to his soul and you can't rip it off unless he gives you permission and willingly gives it back to you. Like it's some sort of arcane artifact.
It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure.
You would think. That's true. Why didn't she crush up sleeping pills in his food?
He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
That can't be true.
Feeny, what a joke you are.
I just want to say one moment here. Seeing Pheonix, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of like, it's just how the game has to happen. But I also want to say, seeing Pheonix like this, it makes complete sense why he's friends with Larry Butts. They are very similar in this moment.
Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace.
That is true. I mean, Larry just got unlucky. Pheonix had someone actually plotting to kill him, so... Oh, it's true. I mean, the thinker clock from the first game didn't really do much, but Maybe hit him a couple more times over the head and he'll get there. He needs to eat the necklace, clearly. Just microdose some poison. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne.
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten that bottle as a snack. Well, it's the pills. Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Yep. Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer? Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, yeah. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price? I mean, that's fair, yeah. I mean, it's the comical nature of them really is a part of why I think they're so endearing.
Be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No. You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Faye, you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all.
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. I don't know what you mean. I don't think it will be over. To be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible. You can't possibly.
Also, true. Like, I mean, you know, never gotten something wrong before. Stupid woman.
The opinion of the court, there's already been enough discussion, therefore I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one.
You're unable to establish your guilt. I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. He was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Yep, okay. What do you mean, pay the ultimate price? Although the bar is only flashing little 3 symbols.
I will this court here if you don't proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
It's the pills. Right, it was more like 4 chances. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X. Mr. Pheonix Wright's beloved. Cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
Right.
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony?
but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took this bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Right was going to take some.
There's some good one-liners in this series.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall that the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Only talking about.
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room, my client, Mr. Pheonix Wright. Yes, that's right, she did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Pheonix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she didn't testify that she's going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it, in this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? A stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey. Mia Fey. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. That's not creepy at all. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Right, yes.
I'm gonna spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. It's finally all over. Oh, right, did she just walk out?
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
Even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine? Jeezums! Now we're just gonna murder the prosecutor. Alright, that escalated a little quickly.
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said...
There. That's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here. Right?
You see, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
My beautiful hair!
Oh, so that's how it goes, huh? Not the 5 years, just all at once.
Mr. Payne, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising.
What do you mean not surprising?
I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Whatever you want to tell yourself, Judge. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye,
Yes, Your Honor?
is it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne,
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
And like, checkers or like...
it appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear Dolly. Pheonix, I'm sorry, man. Hey, bud, I got bad news on like your next crush. Just slight spoilers. That ain't gonna work either.
Very well then.
But maybe the third one. Maybe third time's the charm. So far.
If I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. Court finds the defendant Pheonix right. Not guilty.
Ooh, confetti! Do you think that they have a, do you think they have a quota on how many not guilty verdicts they can have? Or like a limit? So they don't have to keep buying confetti to drop every time?
This court is adjourned. Mia, you were wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. Secretly a hologram machine? Maybe.
And the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Again, you should check those out. That's called thrombosing, and it's not a good thing. Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them?
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it's we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
I mean, you did think he was guilty immediately, so yeah. Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations. Maybe congrats isn't the right term. Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her. Pheonix. What? Yeah. That dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. I'm so sorry, Pheonix. I don't know how to take it, talk it to you gently any more than we already have. She was trying to kill you. She never liked you. You were just an easy mark. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Trying to grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. I think you need new friends. What kind of company does this guy keep? I mean, Larry Butts is not great company. Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Edgeworth, yeah, is relevant. Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. Yeah, maybe, I hope we can see each other again someday. Maybe even you dead on the ground. But Mia has passed on to a better place. That makes it sound, can I just say, that makes it sound so much more tragic than in the games he has seen her multiple times now. As a spirit, yes, but like, he's act like, oh my gosh, and I've never seen her again after she was brutally murdered. Even though, like, during the case, she was there. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. And whenever Maya channels her, or Pearls. Pheonix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In the court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. No, you can't, Pheonix. I'm just standing right here. Literal quite literal. I feel sometimes I feel I can still hear her voice. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that's a story for another day. Story for another day! Episode 1, Turnabout Memories, the end. There we go. Brand new episodes, The Stolen Turnabout. Alright. There you go. Stolen Turnabout. Yeah, I don't know what's going on now. Oh, that's true. You know what? I'm now remembering the second game. Pearl's mother, Mia's aunt, or Maya's aunt, well, and Mia's aunt, technically. We never saw what happened after that. Oh, great. We're assembling a villains league inside that prison. Well, I'm sure that plus this case, I'm sure nothing will come back to haunt us. Never. That's a good question. I mean, I don't know that she ever saw... It is just the League of Doom. I don't know that Dahlia ever saw me again. Maybe we'll find out as we go through the game. But obviously, Dahlia never comes up in the other 2 games and never before Mia's killed. But I do wonder... I assume she's going to show up in this game later on. But I guess we'll see. Either way, that's actually where I'm going to end it for tonight. Nice, get through that first case. Definitely the longest first case of the 3 games so far. They really liked dragging these tutorials out the longer and longer you go. I wonder if I ever get to the Apollo trilogy, if it's resets, they only get longer. Oh my gosh. It was weird. I was saying this earlier. Well, not earlier this stream. But I was saying that it was interesting to me that you get the new case in the first game that was added to this when the trilogy released originally is super long. But even the last case that would have been in the original game was also like you went the full length of the trial. In Justice for All, I don't think there's a single case that actually goes the full trial length. It never goes to the final day of the trial. Not even the last case. So we'll see if this gets longer. We'll see if maybe they decided to make them longer now. But yeah, this was the longest first turnabout of the 3 so far. It did make the pacing weird, but like even the case before that, the actual last case, I think used the full. It at the very least used all 3 trial days. But there wasn't a single trial in Ace Attorney 2, I think, that used all the trial days. You never made it to day 3. I think. I say. You definitely didn't do it in the last case. Because the last case was even set up in Ace Attorney 2 as you were supposed to try to do it all in one day. So, we'll see what happens. Really? Ace Attorney 1 is the only one that actually did all 3 days, the rest cram it into 2. That's interesting. I wonder why they did that. Yeah. It's very interesting. Well, thanks for tuning in, by the way. Like I said, I'm going to call it here. Call it good night. I'll be back on Monday, and I'll probably start the second turnabout because this one was so short. Oh, that's true, because they do start splitting the trial up more. I guess that makes sense. They can add length in other ways besides just days of trial. I guess also that way they don't have to do 3 days of investigation as well, because that does kind of like, you know, going into it that you don't have all the evidence you're going to need. I did notice that in the second game, the investigations were starting to get longer. We'll see how they go in this game. It did. I remember that. It was very long. Some of those investigations. No. It was very, very long. Oh no, it's true. Like, I enjoyed Justice for All a lot. But it did have its moments. All right. Well, yeah, let's not talk about the marriage plot. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, as I was saying, hope that you have a good night or a good day, wherever it is you may be. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to sign off. I'll be back on Monday. Thank you for the follow. It's very appreciated. You'll have a good 12:08 a.m. Love that. You get to choose whether that's a good night or a good day. Whichever one you want to count it as. That way, good night and bye-bye.